Hey guys, this is me Saloni Pandey and I welcome you all in my YT channel Remark Me. So in this particular session, I gonna explain you the concept of transportation in plants, and this is our second part of today's session. In the previous session, we have discussed about the transportation by the xylem tissue, that how the water and mineral transported by the xylem. In this particular session, we gonna cover about the transportation by the phloem tissue. So without wasting any time, let's begin with our today's session. First, there is need to know that by the phloem tissue, the food and other substances transported. So, how phloem can transport food and other substances? Let's try to understand that the products of photosynthesis, that is known as photosynthetes, include glucose. As you people already know, that during the photosynthesis, because of present of chlorophyll molecules into the leaves, in leaves there is obtained glucose molecules, because of major amount of glucose that is present into the leaves, and that's why this is known as photosynthesis. And this glucose, the transportation of glucose is not directly in the other parts of the plant by the help of phloem tissue. This glucose, there is needed to conversion of glucose into a special type of carbohydrate, that is sucrose, special type of sugar, that is sucrose, before the transportation. So this glucose is converted into a sugar known as sucrose before the transportation. Now the question arises in your mind that why there is need for the conversion of glucose into the sucrose, why glucose is not transporting by the phloem tissue. So the answer for this particular question is that the glucose, firstly glucose is monosaccharide, it is not disaccharide. If we transport glucose, then it takes very more time for the transportation. So that's why sucrose is transported, because sucrose is disaccharide and it can easily transport substances in a very less time. And sucrose is also chemically less reactive than glucose and osmotically active, and making it suitable for long distance transport across the plant. So sucrose is basically, because of four reasons, sucrose is sucrose is sucrose is needed to convert from the glucose, and it also helpful for the transportation. So sucrose is chemically less reactive than glucose and osmotically active, and making it suitable for long distance transport across the plant, and it is also disaccharide. So let's try to understand what exactly is translocation. In the previous session, in the xylem transportation, you have seen that xylem transport things by going into the two pathways. First is root pressure and second one is transpiration. In the same manner, in the same way, phloem also transports substances by the process of translocation. So the transport of soluble products of photosynthesis, that is photosynthesis, is known as translocation, and it occurs in the phloem. In the phloem, this photosynthesis is transporting, that is known as soluble products, and this transportation is known as translocation. The phloem also transports amino acids and other substances. It doesn't mean that phloem transport only sucrose, it also transports amino acids and other substances. Now, how the translocation can work, how translocation can occur into the phloem tissue. So let's try to understand that the material like sucrose is transferred into phloem tissue actively using ATP energy. By doing active transport, this material like sucrose comes inside the phloem tissue, and in the phloem tissue there is created high pressure for the solute particles, that is for sucrose, and the concentration of water is very less. Then by the diffusion, this water comes from the xylem tissue into the phloem tissue, and into the phloem tissue from the surrounding xylem into it. So basically, this translocation is not for the transportation only sucrose, it also transports water as well with the help of xylem and the phloem tissue. So let's try to understand one important point about the translocation. So translocation, this mode of transportation is also known as bulk flow transportation. So it is also known as bulk flow hypothesis. So what exactly this hypothesis is? Why bulk flow is known as why there is need for bulk flow. So translocation by the phloem and it also the transportation of material by the help of phloem and xylem or xylem takes place. By the xylem water is transported and by the phloem sucrose is transported. So the transportation of water plus mineral plus sucrose and the other substances, everything takes place in a phloem tissue by the help of xylem. So the transporting of substances because of osmotic pressure, this bulk created and this bulk transport everywhere by in the both the direction, in the upward direction or in downward direction or both the direction. So the things that is transporting by the phloem tissue, basically these things are bulk. In the bulk, these things are flowing. So that's why this is also known as bulk flow hypothesis. So translocation, the mode of transportation is known as bulk flow. That is, translocation is also known as bulk flow. What are the steps now? Question arises in our mind how the things that is transported by the phloem. Some of the steps some of the steps are there by which phloem transport the things by the help of xylem tissue. So the answer for this is some of the steps due to which phloem transport sucrose as well as water. So first step is glucose synthesizes in the leaves and converting into sucrose, and this sucrose is transferred into phloem tissue using energy from ATP. By the active transport, this glucose comes inside the phloem from the leaves. This glucose converts into sucrose and comes inside the phloem by using the ATP energy, that is known as active transport. This increases the osmotic pressure of the tissue, causing water to move into it. When the sucrose comes inside the phloem, then the concentration of water is very very low in the phloem. Then water from the xylem, where the concentration is very very high, because of higher concentration to lower concentration by the process of diffusion, by the process of osmosis, this water from the xylem tissue comes into the phloem tissue, because this increases the and due to which this increases the osmotic pressure. The pressure moves the material. Now if the water, now the things that is water and sucrose comes into the phloem, then the pressure of the material is very very high. So that's why the things needed to be change its position. So whether now that it can moves in the upward direction, now it can moves in the downward direction or in both the direction. It needed to change its position. It it's try to change its position from higher pressure to and try to wanna go into the less pressure area. So the things moves from higher pressure to lower pressure where the pressure is very very less. So the pressure moves the material in the phloem to tissue which have less pressure, where the where in the area where have less pressure, the things moves from the higher pressure region, both in upward or downward direction. And the fourth step is telling you this allows the phloem to move. That's why in this way phloem transporting the material, that because of high pressure it is going into the less pressure area. So that's why the things is moving into the phloem tissue and by the xylem tissue. So this allows the phloem to move material according to plants need, where the plants think that there is required for the material for the transportation. So in this reason, the translocation work, the phloem transport things, whether the water and minerals. So let's try to understand this translocation by this video. As you can see in this video, this is, as you can see in this particular, first what is happening over here, that in the from the leaves where the glucose converting to sucrose, and by the help of companion cell, this sucrose comes inside the phloem tissue by using the active transport. By doing the active transport, by using the ATP energy, that is adenosine triphosphate, this sucrose comes inside the phloem tissue. And after coming inside the phloem tissue, now what will happen, let's try to understand. Now the water from the xylem tissue coming into the phloem tissue. So what is happening over here, when the sucrose comes inside the phloem tissue, then the concentration of solute is very very high and the concentration of water into the phloem is very very less. And in the xylem, if we compare the concentration of water, then in the xylem tissue the concentration of water is very very high. So what will happen, according to the diffusion and the osmosis process, according to concentration gradient, this water comes inside the phloem tissue. This water comes inside the phloem tissue by the process of diffusion. After coming into the phloem tissue, the pressure into the phloem is very very high. As you can see, there is written over here that the pressure is very very high into the phloem tissue. Then what will happen? Let's try to understand. The pressure is very very high into the phloem tissue. Then the things that is sucrose and water is needed to change its position. Wanna change its position, then what will happen? It want to the things that is into the higher situating to the higher pressure region. These things want to change its position in where the pressure is very very less. So pressure flow because of this pressure flow, this sucrose is water comes where the comes into the region where the pressure is very very less, whether in the upward direction or in downward direction. So as you can see in this particular video, this things is moving into the downward direction because of pressure flow, pressure exerted in the phloem tissue, due to which things is moving in the downward direction. Now what will happen? This comes down into the downward direction. Now what will happen? Because of higher pressure, this things comes into the downward direction. Now the now solute, now the sucrose comes into the downward direction and sink and goes outward area, outside, going to outside. So why this is going? Because the concentration of solute, concentration of sucrose is very very high. So this things needed to change its position from the xylem tissue. So that's why this comes into the some parts, into the other parts of the plant, whether in the, as you can say, in the downward direction there is root here. If we talk about upward direction, then it can go into the branches, into the other parts of the plant, that is buds and whatever else the parts of the plant, these things will move. So if we see in this particular video that the things is moving into the downward direction, and because of higher pressure exerted into the phloem, this sucrose is sink because the concentration of sucrose in the outside area is very very less, and the concentration into the phloem of sucrose is very very high. So the things moves from higher to lower, and by, as you can say, not by the process of diffusion, this sucrose, by doing the by using the ATP energy, by doing the active transport, this sucrose comes into the outside parts of the plant. And water that is present into the phloem is also diffused into the xylem tissue because of higher concentration to the lower concentration by the process of diffusion, and also known as passive transport. So as you can say, this transportation is continuously doing the phloem transport the things continuously, both in the direction upward or downward direction where the things is required for the transportation. So as you can see, as you have seen in this particular video, that how translocation can work, how the things is moving into the bulk, the things that sucrose and water is moving into the bulk. That's why it also known as bulk flow hypothesis. So let's try to understand what are the importance of translocation. The translocation of food and other substances takes place in the sieve tubes with the help of adjacent companion cells, both in upward or downward direction, that is known as bidirection. It can transport the things from the shoot towards the root, and it can transport the things from the root towards the shoot. The food is stored into the root. So what is the importance? The second point for this is the food is stored in the roots in the form of starch, and this reserve food sustains the growing buds and new leaves during the spring season, where the rate of photosynthesis declines due to a lesser number of mature leaves. This phloem helps with, as you can say, in the spring season, when the sunlight is not very very clear. So the reserve food is required for the transportation of the for the reserve food and for the growing of buds and flowers and fruits. So that's why this phloem can transport the things from the leaves to the other parts of the plants for the reserving of the food. So this is also helpful in the transportation, whether in the spring season and also in the normal season. So in this particular session, we have discussed about the transportation by the phloem tissue, that how the sucrose and water also transported separately. So if you guys wanna join my Telegram channel for getting the PPT of this session, so join my Telegram channel. That link is given into the description box. If this session is helpful for you, then hit the like button, subscribe my channel, so that so that you can receive my notifications for the other upcoming sessions. Thank you.